Chicken sandwich. It's an oil-soaked chemistry project pretending to be food. Time to get mixed screwed. That patty isn't just chicken. It's chicken paste patted with bleached flour and starch. This thing has canola oil, corn oil, soybean oil, even hydrogenated oil. You don't care though, right? They say zero trans fat, but hydrogenated oil doesn't disappear when the label lies. Sodium phosphates keep it wet, fluffy, and fake, and that's the same stuff they use in cleaners. Don't worry about that, though. This bun is sugar, dextrose, and maltodextrin. It's engineered to spike ya, not feed ya. Who cares, though? A shred of lettuce won't save you when the mayo is straight soybean oil sludge. I hope you're close to a toilet. You're not full because it's food.
Can't
You're
believe anybody
hooked
eats this
because
stuff
it's
anymore.
designed that way. Open up!
You're all
Yeah, I stopped eating. Where'd it go? I stopped eating fast food years ago, over a decade ago. The last time I tried it, I got McDonald's, kind of just for like nostalgia's sake. I was like, oh, I'll go get some McDonald's, and just I probably got a Big Mac, maybe a quarter pounder or something. I can't remember, but I remember I ate it and I felt nauseous afterwards, and that was it. I was just like, I'm done with fast food. No, haven't eaten in probably 12 years, maybe longer, and I'll never go back. It's all fake. And I've noticed it too a lot with like chicken. Even like you buy chicken at the supermarket, it doesn't taste right anymore. Especially if you buy like frozen chicken tenders or something like that. It doesn't taste right. It doesn't feel right. I remember had some chicken tenders and like it kind of felt spongy. It felt weird. I bit into it and it almost like popped in my mouth, and it doesn't taste right. It would upset my stomach. It seems like the rotisserie chickens are still pretty good. They still taste real. They taste like chicken, but any like Tyson frozen chicken or Purdue frozen chicken, like the chicken tenders or anything, no, I'm done with that stuff.
infected. Brain rot reels.
A farmer in Bavaria walked outside and found footprints in the snow. They came from the edge of the forest and led straight to his farmhouse. He followed them all the way to his door. Then he looked for tracks leading back. There were none. Someone had walked out of the woods, come to his home, and never left. Andreas Gruber told his neighbors about the footprints. He told them about the strange sounds in his attic at night, a newspaper nobody ordered, a set of keys that didn't belong to anyone in the family. One neighbor offered him a gun. He turned it down. 4 days later, everyone in his house was dead.
And I think women just contribute more to society.
If you compare in total all the careers of women and all the careers of men, men hold up society. Women
that's how you guys built society. So, like, of course, your statement's going to be true.
Well, there's nothing that prevents a woman from being an electrician or working on an oil
they don't wanna do
rig.
it.
Say in some crazy hypothetical scenario, you compare all women disappearing to all men disappearing. You keep all men. I mean, look, shit sucks. You lose.
If all men disappeared off the face of the planet, how long could women last? Realistically, a week tops before the power grid goes down. I mean, there's not enough women on the planet who know how to do those jobs. I mean, I think we get a lot of snow around here during the wintertime. We get a lot of power outages because of the snow. It's not women climbing the telephone poles when it's 10 degrees outside in a snowstorm to restore power. It's men climbing those telephone poles, freezing their butts off,
Loved ones, moms, sisters, girlfriends, wives, daughters, etc. But when it comes to an analysis of the workforce, the things that we enjoy, the comforts of modernity and society, electricity, running water, telecommunications, that
Women do,
continues.
but
If it's just women left, within 3 days, the electricity's gone, your internet is gone,
There are women
your
in the electrical
telecommunications,
fields.
there's not enough women who do it. There's some women.
Why do you think that is?
Because they don't have a affinity or interest in
And they
those
don't wanna
sorts of
do it.
fields.
Bumble just killed a swipe feature, and what they're replacing it with should scare you. Bumble CEO just confirmed that they're removing swiping entirely and replacing it with an AI assistant called Bee. Bumble would like you to sit down with your AI. It interviews you, your values, your relationships, your goals, your communication styles, your dating intentions, and then it builds a complete profile of who you are. Then it goes out and finds your matches for you. Now, I know that sounds like a dream, but as a privacy expert, here's what I need you to understand. Hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm a cybersecurity and data privacy expert, and I want to help you protect yourself from online dating. Let's go. You are handing one company your most intimate psychological data. We are talking sexual orientation, location, private messages, your deepest preferences. And here's why this is dangerous beyond just the creep factor. If you have a friend on a dating app, send this to them right now because they deserve to know what they're signing up for before Bumble's AI overhauls roll out later. Dating apps get hacked. When a hacker gets your AI profile, they do not just get your password. They get a psychological blueprint of you. They know exactly how to manipulate you, scam you, or expose you. And on top of that, what I'm thinking is like another 23andMe situation where if the company goes bankrupt and then they're literally just selling off your data and they're selling off the most intimate data about you. As of right now, there's really not that much you can do to avoid the AI, but just do your best to try not to give all of this information about you. I honestly would probably recommend going to another platform. And if you want more cybersecurity news and tips, I have a free online safety guide, so comment, send me the guide, and I'll send it to you. And follow.
Yeah, and it's not just dating apps either. It's most social media that is just information farming. What was it? Facebook. I mean, look at all the personal information people would put on Facebook, right? Where they were born, where they're living, obviously their age and everything like that, where they worked. They would put status updates of where they're going all the time. You know, I'm going to hang out with my friends here, going to shop here. You were just giving these people your information. They were building a profile about you. And they were tracking you. They know exactly what you do. They know what your favorite foods are. They know where your favorite places to go are. I mean, women, they probably know your bra size, right? It's crazy. It was all just information farming.
Follow for more cybersecurity tips.
You're going to force me to put my kid on ADHD medicine, or else you're going to call CPS on me?
Be real. I never said anything about forcing you. I'm saying this is what's recommended for your kid. You have to put your kid on these meds. You have to? It's the best for your kid. And if you don't follow these instructions now, I will be forced to call CPS.
This infuriated me beyond belief. If you're in the realm of pediatrics, you see a lot of pediatric patients, children. It is your obligation to report child abuse when you see it. A lot of practitioners take this way too far. The mom is trying to make a decision for her child, and now she's being told, like, oh, if you don't give him the meds, I'm going to call CPS. This is not a problem that needs to be taken care of right away. It's not a state of emergency, so there's no need for any of this nonsense. I think this doctor should lose his license for this.
Most of the medications that people are on today, they don't even need to be on. As far as like the mental medications, the ADHD, the anxiety, the depression. I mean, these so-called doctors or therapists or whoever are handing all this stuff out, they just give it out like it's candy. You can walk into their office, be like, yeah, I feel sad. And they'll be like, okay, here's a prescription for antidepressants. You know, you can say, oh, I get nervous and anxious whenever I have a big test coming up at school. And they go, okay, here's a prescription for anti-anxiety medication. And it has this psychological effect on where people who don't even have depression, people who don't even have anxiety, now they've been diagnosed as having it. So now they're going to start acting like they have it. People need to get off these medications real quick.
Charlie Kirk murder, was he killed because of his influence?
6 days after he was killed, I talked to two sources that were in the cabinet meeting who were scared to say it. They asked me to do it. And they said Kash Patel came in with Tulsi Gabbard, Joe Kent, the vice president, the president, a bunch of others, and said, we're not looking at foreign involvement, and shut that down. We're not looking at any accomplices domestically. So bare minimum, there is a cover-up of what really happened with Charlie Kirk. And Charlie Kirk, the text messages are public, had the Israel lobby on his ass because he was lobbying Trump against the Iran war during Midnight Hammer. A few months later, he's dead. And so day one, people said Israel did it. I said, I'm not going to say that day one. But now that you look at it and the statements that have been made, and the head of the ADL saying 2 months ago, the same energy we had with pagers killing Hamas, exploding pagers, we need the same energy against the American people. Levin making threats. You have all this going on. You have them wanting to arrest Tucker Carlson. You have to look at it and say that the elements running Israel are the main suspects in this now.
Obviously, AI.
I know where you live. I will find you. This isn't funny.
This is what Porch Pirates should get, though.
Ow, what the? Ah, damn.
This is a huge problem with immigration, and I don't know how you fix it.
I was born here.
You're born here?
Yes.
So you're American?
Yeah, but my nationality...
Yeah, your nationality is American. Your nationality is only American.
Yeah, but my blood is Mexican. Like,
your ancestry is Mexican.
Anyone looks at me, they're like, oh, she's not white.
But what I'm saying is, you're American.
Yeah.
Okay. I was born in Mexico. I was born in Guadalajara. I immigrated here illegally. I don't have I'm only an American. But I noticed earlier you said ICE is deporting my people.
Yeah.
You're referring to Mexicans.
Yeah.
But Mexican technically is a nationality, like American is. So you're only American. Your people are all the Americans here.
No, my people are Hispanic people. You look at me, they're not going to think that I'm white. I'm not white.
But American's not white. American is not a skin color. You're American and you're brown. I'm American and I'm brown, and I wasn't born here. She's American. She's Puerto Rican. He's American. He's white.
Okay.
The black.
Yeah, it's crazy. All these people who they're clearly American, like her. She's saying, "Oh no, I'm Mexican." No, you're not. You're American. If you were born here, you're American. Like if you were born in Japan. If I was born in Japan, I would be Japanese, even though I obviously don't look Japanese, but I would be Japanese. I mean, it's crazy how these are my people. Yeah, I understand what she means by saying like her ancestry, but yeah, I mean they're both making points, but yeah, it's people like her who are American citizens who are denying that they're American citizens. I mean, come on.
Guy down there, he's American. He's black. We don't define our citizenship status by skin color. And so when you say my people, when I say my people,
I mean, you can say that, but when ICE is pulling people over, they look at your skin color.
Well, you know why they're targeting brown people? Because the vast majority of people that come into the country illegally are black and brown. So that's why they're targeting black and brown people more than white people. White people from Europe are less likely to come here illegally.
Yeah, I mean, it's black and brown people are all immigrating into white countries. It's not white people immigrating into black and brown countries.
They might overstay their visa, and I agree they should be deported too. But your people are Americans.
Okay, I see your point, but...
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see your point.
About shipped my pants when I saw the new study that's out on castor oil. I did a video last year that went viral about castor oil on my eyes and it helping my vision and it helping my floaters. And let me just tell you the crap that I got from that. Like so many articles were out about it's a dangerous fad, don't do it, this, that, and the other thing. But now, guess what the newest science is saying now about castor oil on your eyes? Yep. Castor oil is great for dry eye. I have been using castor oil directly on my eyelids and I blink my lashes like this every single night for the past year. I have not used my glasses in almost a year. That is how much it has helped me. I also had a dark floater in my
castor
right
oil
eye that is now
fixed her
very
astigmatism.
light gray to the point where I can barely see the floater. And how freaking cool is that? Science is finally catching on.
I'm about to show you just how freaking beautiful your city can look. You could be this lucky girl, the lucky blonde white girl who's working with her boyfriend and a bunch of migrants think it's appropriate to harass you and attack you.
We are not going anywhere. This is our country. We are here to stay. We are settlers. And
a lot of European countries are in big trouble right now.
Some people said, what about the crucifix on the English flag? And it's Crusader history. Well, I responded, if you place a white flag with just England written on that flag, there is no reason in Sharia Islamic law why that would be forbidden.
So don't worry though. Do not have any fear. Those men attacking those girls, those men attacking those little children, don't worry. They're here to stay. That is what is happening. And you are the imbecile that is allowing for it to continue. Don't be that person. Just don't.
It's Paris is being overrun. I saw a video the other day of Rome which looked like a third world country. Obviously, the UK is in shambles right now. A lot of crime going on in the UK. A lot of from illegal immigrants and things like that. Luckily, you're starting to see the people are starting to fight back against their government from allowing this. So hopefully they keep doing it, and we here in America need to watch. We need to watch what's going on over there in Europe, especially in the UK, because that's what's going to happen here really quickly, and it's going to have a lot harder time happening here. All these Muslims who want to bring Sharia law, that ain't happening. It ain't happening, and no matter how much they think it is, it ain't happening.
A woman should not be rejected because of her weight. Why is that?
I just think that judging a woman based off her weight is it doesn't give the woman much confidence, you know what I mean?
Yeah, my job as a man is not to a woman who I'm not interested in dating. My job is not to give her confidence.
But rejecting her based off of her weight is it seems like you're looking for a specific kind of.
You shouldn't have to date somebody that you don't like, right? Just because if a girl asks you out and you look at her and you're like, yeah, you're not for me. What, you're supposed to now date her just because people like these girls say you should, because you don't want to make her upset? So now you're supposed to get into a relationship that you don't want to even be in. How's that going to work out, right? How's that going to hurt this woman mentally when she's in a relationship with a guy who doesn't even want to be in a relationship with her, and he's just there because he's afraid of the consequences of woke people?
A woman who's not obese? Okay, is it wrong for women to reject a man because of his size?
I mean, I think that's situational.
What do you mean situational? Let's say it's not a micro, but it's below average.
I mean, does he know how to use it? There's other possible ways to be pleasured by a man if their dick isn't big enough.
Yeah, but so the question is though, is it wrong for a woman to not
I wouldn't think it was wrong. Like I said, everyone has a preference.
Here's how you fix every marriage. You do 4 things. Number 1, you have more fun together as opposed to rehearsing grievance. More fun, less grievance. Therapy is grievance. Have more fun together. Second is pray together. If you get married, the goal is to fuse your right hemispheres. The best way to do that is by meditating together, is by praying together, is by doing right hemisphere activity together. The third protocol is to make eye contact whenever you talk. Never be talking without making eye contact. Way more important for your wife than it is for you. Way more important, because she gets 3 times as much oxytocin, which means she's better at bonding, but it also means that she's better at starving when she's not getting enough oxytocin. And last but not least is, remember, ABT, always be touching, always be touching, always be touching. More important for men than for women, as a matter of fact. That's why when you're with your beloved and she hooks her arm into your arm while you're walking down the street, you're like,
guy.
I'm big and strong. Why?
How many tattoos you got? Mijo.
Yeah, a couple of Venezuelan guys. One guy's got the Michael Jordan hat on. That's one of the signs for TDA.
Just so you know, TDA is the initials for a very large Central American gang cartel.
What's up?
Very dangerous cartel.
Is that for TDA? He's got the Jordan tattoo? Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. So not only this guy has the Michael Jordan hat, he's got the Michael Jordan tattoo. The other guy's got gang tattoos on his arms. And the only reason these potential TDA members got picked up today is because this joint task force between ICE and law enforcement across Florida, and you compare that to the sanctuary jurisdictions that protect illegals, they're leaving these guys on the streets to go victimize more American citizens. Any politician that supports sanctuary policy needs to be prosecuted.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100% with that. I live in a state that has sanctuary cities. It's absolutely insane. The mayor of our city, within the past year, she knowingly released a child rapist onto the streets because ICE had said that they were going to come up and arrest him and send him back to where he was from so he could face trial for committing that crime against a young 12-year-old girl. Our mayor, who is a ultra left-wing I almost said libtar. I don't know how you would like me saying that, but she's an ultra left wing person and literally endangered the children of the city by releasing this person onto the streets. It's absolutely insane. They're protecting these child, rapists. They're protecting murderers. They're protecting sex traffickers. It's lunacy. It's absolute lunacy. The Democrats just want to protect criminals.
Introducing the neighborhood news.
And if you don't agree with them, then they want to call you the bad person. They want to call you racist and sexist and whatever else they can. It's crazy.
We got rotten milk, fireworks, a bunch of beer. I took a piss in it outside the ex's house once again. Close the door, fucking hit start. There we go. All right. Also, we got fucking day 1 of 9 of drinking 1 beer every day until we can afford 1 million beers. Drop a hell yeah for a free 1 million beers. Free sticker. Here she goes. 3, 2, 1. Fuck you, bitch. Suck my dick. Come on, go for it. Drop a hell yeah for a free sticker, by the way. Oh, here they go. Fucking microwaves running. Holy shit. Oh my god. 3, 2, 1. Holy fucking shit.
I'm pretty sure this was probably just for entertainment purposes. I doubt he's outside of his ex-girlfriend's house doing this. I think he's just joking around. I hope he's just joking around. If he is actually doing this outside of his ex-girlfriend's house, man, you need to put the beers down and get a hold of your life.
Nice. Drop a hell yeah for them free stickers, baby. Let's fucking go. Wow. Shit, fire. Fuck.
I will never, ever, ever let my little girl wear polyester again. And when you see why, you won't let your family wear it either. Most people think polyester is just fabric. It's not. It's literally plastic. Here's how it's made. They start with crude oil or discard plastic bottles. They break it down, they melt it at extremely high heat, and they turn it into this thick, sticky liquid. That liquid gets pushed through holes called spinnerets, and it forms these long plastic threads. Those threads are stretched, cooled, and twisted into yarn. Then they add synthetic dyes and chemical treatments for color, softness, stretch, and quote-unquote performance. By the end, you have fabric made entirely of plastic with chemical coatings layered on top. And here's the problem. When you wear it, those plastic fibers shed. Microplastics and nanoplastics break off and absorb into the skin, and if you're sweating, even more. They carry hormone-disrupting chemicals, phthalates, BPA, and antimony. Your body absorbs them. They accumulate in your organs, your bloodstream, and your brain. And ladies, those polyester sports bras you're wearing during hot yoga or runs, they could be giving you the big C with a side of hormone disruption. Comment below what percentage of plastics that you're wearing. Let me know.
Yeah, it's funny. I went on Amazon a couple of days ago and I ordered a package of socks without even looking about what they were made of. I was just like, yeah, that's the right price, and I ordered them. And I got them and I tried them on and I wore them for one, and my feet were sweating so badly in these socks. I couldn't believe it. So when I got home, I looked at what they were made out of. They were 98% polyester. And I was like, yeah, that's why my feet are so hot and then they're sweating, because it's plastic that's just holding on all the heat. They don't breathe. So, and he brought up a great point too, especially with women who wear the bras and the sports bras that are made out of polyester. That all those chemicals are just leaching into your skin. And I mean, obviously not just women, but like anybody who wears polyester. I mean, you really can't get away from it. It's kind of in everything. I'm sure the shirt I'm wearing has polyester. I'm sure the hat has polyester.
Be curious.
I don't know what this post means right here, guys. Like I say, I only click like rage bait and stuff. Took one for the team, I guess. We'll see what this is about. I have no clue what this is about. Remember.
Surgery. It's why I look like a hot mess right now, but I'm just sitting here reminiscing.
Wait, what'd she just say?
So I'm recovering from surgery. It's why I look like a hot mess right now, but I'm just sitting here reminiscing on the fact that the FBI raided my home, seized my devices and my passport, and arrested me and threw me in a jail cell for January 6th before any other person on the Epstein files. I was sitting in a jail cell, shackled, for January 6th for non-violent offenses.
We're zooming in on here.
Pedophiles were. They literally raided and investigated and
this video just got more interesting.
A literal squirrel before anybody on the Epstein files.
Your
There's
boobs
a
are
poly
huge.
market bet right now.
I
People
wouldn't say
clearly
huge.
have no faith in the system, and it probably has something to do with the fact that it's run by satanic pedophiles.
She nailed it.
It's definitely true. The amount of people who get arrested for everything, just every day get arrested, and then all these people who we know have done horrible things are just walking free. It makes me wonder, how long are the civilians of this country going to stand by and let this stuff happen?
And she had nice boobs.
I like to throw in some funny stuff every once in a while just to cleanse the palate.
What's up? And I kept asking, what the heck do you mean Trump will become a trumpet? So if war is diplomacy by other means, and our president is actually the guy. Now, our president, two things you can say about President Trump, and the media doesn't want you to believe this, and they don't want you to hear this, but I'm going to tell you like it is. Two things you can say about President Trump is above anybody else, especially as president, the guy knows how to negotiate. Look what he's done with tariffs. Look what he's done with closing the border. Look what he's done with international relations. Him going to meet Kim Jong-un in North Korea was as significant of a foreign policy moment as when Nixon went to China. It's that big. He has redefined the game of international policy and foreign relations. Why? Because he understands the art of the deal. He knows how to negotiate. So two parts of President Trump. One, he's a master negotiator. He literally wrote the book, The Art of the Deal. Two, he hates war. He hates it. He was the guy that formed the Board of Peace.
Young men are saying, I'm going to go get a trade. I'm going to get married to a girl. And then we're going to have a lot of kids. And I'm going to go buy a house. And we're going to have a family. So then the Marxists decide, well, we can't get the men. We'll go get the women. We'll take them into college. We'll get them all brainwashed. We'll tell them that fathers are evil. Marriage is a very abusive relationship. We'll encourage them to murder their children. We'll tell them to mutilate their own bodies. And we'll tell them that the only institution they can trust is the government. And that if they vote for progressives, then the government will mother them from womb to tomb.
College is a huge scam. It's become just a brainwashing factory of left-wing propaganda. Really, nobody should be going to college these days unless you're very, very. If you're going to go for something like to become a doctor or something that you really need to go for, but all these kids who are just going for art degrees and history and all this nonsense, no, go learn a trade. You'll be able to earn a lot more money a lot quicker, and it's a lot more useful.
What happens is the men aren't motivated to work enough. There's not enough money. So then we go into debt. And then there's not enough people being born. And so then we're headed toward an economic crisis because in the future, we don't have population growth. So then we open our borders and we say, everybody please come in. But a lot of those people don't want to work. And some of them want to do crimes and they want to be a drain on the system. And the men decide, we don't want to be paying for all this. We just wanted to have our money so that we could take care of our family. And it's called America.
Yeah, it's what Charlie Kirk always warned us about. It's just college is just indoctrination. That's all it is, left-wing indoctrination. And you see it in a lot of these videos. I don't know if we're going to have a clip coming. I don't know if it's in this one or if it's going to be in another video of a girl talking about how she was in college and she's not a leftist. But she was just talking about how, yeah, it was just a brainwashing factory. Like every class she went to, all the professors were talking about was how horrible Donald Trump is, which obviously, what does that have to do with going to college and learning? I mean, I don't know.
What has a decade of woke, left-wing, anti-development policies done to our country? Soft on crime bail laws have let dangerous criminals and repeat offenders back onto our streets instead of keeping them behind bars where they belong.
Yep, we just had an example of that last week in Boston. You probably all saw it on the news where the guy was just shooting up the streets, and he was a guy that's been arrested multiple times, has a criminal record, and the judge just said, hey, have a hug, and I'm going to let you get a nice soft sentence. And he was out on the streets, and then he starts shooting up, and I can't remember if he killed anybody or I don't know, but yeah, being soft on crime is not a good thing.
Their so-called failed safe supply experiment has only worsened the addiction crisis and exposed families and their kids to discarded needles and addicts shooting up in the parks. Their out-of-control immigration policies have overwhelmed our nation's housing supply, strained our social services, and created a national youth unemployment crisis. And
American citizens can't even get houses anymore. You work a full-time job, you work that job for 10, 15 years, you go to the bank and say, hey, I want to get a mortgage, and they laugh at you and say, take a hike, but yet they take our tax money and they buy houses. They illegally take our tax money and use it to illegally buy houses for illegal immigrants.
their anti-resource, keep it in the ground, eco-extremism has left us less able to provide a secure supply of energy to our friends and allies around the world with safe, secure, and responsibly produced energy products. So there's a reason why we refer to the last 10 years as Canada's lost decade.
Only half this wing is chicken? Wingstop is facing scrutiny after their boneless wings were revealed at as little as 58% meat.
This breaded lump barely qualifies as chicken. Wingstop's meat is drenched in sodium tripolyphosphate, bloating each wing up to 30% beyond its natural size. That's before 25 ingredients, palm and sunflower oil fused into a batter so dead it needs gassing with 3 raising agents to inflate each piece, then flash fried at the factory, shipped frozen, and fried again in rapeseed oil. Exposer scanned 42% chemical coating with bloated meat in every piece.
It's like we said earlier, chicken is just horrible. You can't eat it. You can't eat any food anymore these days. We really have to just go back to the days of growing our own food, so at least we know what's in it. You know, I mean, I would. That's one of my dreams, is to just move out to buy some land, some wide open land, get some chickens, raise some chickens so I can get eggs and stuff like that, and have a little farm to get my fruits and vegetables, and, get some fresh meat. Stop eating this junk.
Download Exposer to scan any food.
Keir Starmer is the least popular British Prime Minister there's ever been. What's the geezer with the Captain Canada doing there? Again, see, I enjoy it. I enjoy seeing this, when really what I should feel is limitless compassion for Keir Starmer, a child of God. Look at that Lammy, he looks terrified. Child abuser, that's the stuff, man. That is not a popular leader. You see that the temperature of the UK is rising, and it's going to become more and more difficult to manage that. Now, of course, the challenge is, how does that energy not get funneled into some neutered cul-de-sac? Pretty much any political movement that winds up in Westminster, an institution designed to keep a chokehold on the British people. The world can't...
I'm just curious. I've heard that the English flag is kind of seen as racist. That's why a lot of people won't fly it in front of their, from America. You see the American flag everywhere. Half the people in the country have a flag flying off the front of their house. But I've heard that the English flag is kind of seen as racist, and so a lot of people don't fly it. They don't really have pride in their flag. Is it just England? Is it Scotland? Is it Ireland? Is it Wales? Or is it all European countries? Let me know. Let me know down below. If you're from a European country, how is your flag perceived? Is it perceived as racist, or is it perceived as national pride?
Can't carry on going like this for much longer. Project 2030 was always on the agenda. The Agenda 2030, look it up, it's a real thing. But over the next few years, there will be successive events. Most likely, it looks like wars now, doesn't it? And energy shortages that will be used to legitimize control. Because you can see there that if that kind of unruly mob energy was fused and processed through reliable systems of direct democracy, there's an exhaustion with institutional politics. Nigel Farage would be in exactly that position in 2 years.
We're on the march. We're walking up towards Trafalgar Square. The crowd's gone. Parliament Square's already full. The crowd's stretched from here to Euston Station, apparently, which is miles. Okay? And miles. This is the biggest event in British history. This is the moment, a turning point for Britain.
This was great to see. This happen the other day. It's British citizens sticking up for their country and trying to take their country back. And of course, everybody on the left over there in the UK was calling them racist. It's not racist to want to protect your country and your culture and your history and your families. That's not racism, right? I mean, how come nobody calls the Native Americans racist, right? They were doing the exact same thing. They were trying to protect their culture. They were trying to protect their families, right? They were trying to protect their land, their history. But nobody calls them racist for trying to do that. But when white people do it, it's who want to try and protect their history and their country and their culture. They're called racist.
A message to the leaders. Britain's ready for the fight. Right? People are up. We're awake. We're not going to back down. We want our country back.
1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila, 4. Your daddy needs a beer and there's wieners on the floor. Hey, it's Free Sticker Friday here at the Wallace Sound. I'm just beer maxing because remember who.
That we can't say thank you enough to President Trump for what he is doing to not just for our country, but for the world. Because I agree. I think, the peace through strength motto, I think it's very powerful. And I think it's personally, I think what he's doing is amazing.
Absolutely.
And that's important what you just said there, peace through strength, right? Because a lot of people, as soon as the Iran war started, all the lefties came out and they started saying, see, Donald Trump isn't about peace. He says he was against war. Well, the truth is sometimes you have to have a strong hand, right? You may have to go through a little bit of tough times to have longer good times. I hope that's what we're seeing. From the news that was going on today, it looks like the Iran war is very close to ending. So it's only been going on for like 3 weeks now, I think. So barely even a war, really. But yeah, it's peace through strength is something that if bad people are starting to get out of control, sometimes you need to smack them down, right? And that's kind of what's going on. Sometimes you need to smack down the bad people. You got to go after the dictators in Venezuela. You have to go after the Iranian government who is murdering their own people, right? You got to smack them down. It is funny how every time we go to smack down somebody, there's always oil there, so take it with a grain of salt.
I want to thank everyone for joining us once again on Mr. and Mrs. X. Again, if you wanted to listen ad-free, just go to Rumble Premium, sign up for that. Or if you want to listen to X23.
99% of humans are fake. The only real ones left are the ones who don't take medications, don't get vaccinated, don't use artificial fragrances, don't go to doctors, don't wear sunscreen, don't trust in doctors, don't trust in the media, and most importantly, don't trust in the government.
So I kind of agree with some of what he said there, and I don't agree with some of it either. But yeah, don't trust the government. Definitely don't trust the media. They're all lying to you. That 90% of media is just left-wing propaganda designed to brainwash you. He said, medications. Yeah, you got to be careful with what medications you take. I forget what else he said. Skin, all the stuff that we put in our bodies as far as medications and even vitamins and things like that. The chemicals that we put on our bodies, shampoo, lotions, toothpaste. We really have to be careful with what we do. So I agree with most of what he's saying.
Anyone who do these
say people aren't real. I do sometimes think that there are some NPCs walking around out there, and they're always in my way.
things is incapable of being a real person because all of their thoughts, feelings, and opinions are influenced by something outside of themselves. If you want to be real, avoid all of these things.
What's your most expensive fish?
Our Mediterranean Saltback Branzino.
Okay.
Folks, this speech is absolutely worth your time. If you haven't seen it, you should. It has gone nuclear on X and snippets on TikTok and elsewhere. It's worth your time. And I love Eric Church's music, but respect, brother. Check this out.
String 2. String 2 is family, okay? Look out at these bleachers, look around. Somewhere in that crowd is someone who has loved you longer than you've been easy to love. Someone who saw you at your actual worst, not your public-facing worst, and didn't leave you. Someone who worked a job they didn't love to put a book in your hands you sometimes didn't open. Someone who sat alone in a quiet house and cried the weekend you moved into dorms and wondered, have I done enough? That is family. And the A string is where the music starts to get warm.
That's what the left wants to tear apart.
Absolutely amazing speech. And the way he did it with the guitar and the 6 strings, just incredible stuff. Look at that.
Yeah, it was really good. And you see the differences between when you have a normal person giving a speech in front of a college and when you have left-wing person who just wants to spread propaganda where it's all negativity and, fight the power type of stuff, and it's just more brainwashing. That speech was perfect, even though obviously we only saw a snippet of it. What we saw was really good.
American flags in the chat. Love you guys, man. I've had a lot of drama in my extended family over the years. And you always got to remember, like when the chips are down, a lot of those people loved you when you probably didn't deserve it.
I focus on all these projects right now.
You know why? Because I want to keep our country beautiful and safe. Beautiful also. This place was a disgusting place. It was Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial, and we had a terrible disgust. I don't know. You probably don't see dirt, but I.
They just recently opened up a fountain in Washington, D.C. that's been, from what I understand, it's been shut off for, some people are saying like they've lived in the city for 30 years and they've only seen it running once or twice. Donald Trump cleaned it up and got that thing going again, and now it's a beautiful place for people to hang out. And of course, the left isn't going to give him credit for it. But yeah, he's really cleaned up that city. The crime rate in DC has dropped something like almost 100%. The murder rate has dropped insane. Like, he's really cleaned up Washington DC. He said he was going to clean it up, and he's done it. Now let's start cleaning up the rest of the cities.
I do. And you walk down this pond. If you would have walked down, they'll tell you better than anybody. They had to take 11 or 12 truckloads of garbage out of that lake, out of that water, and it sat there for years like that. And that's not what our country is about. Our country is about beauty, cleanliness, safety, great people, not a filthy capital.
What is the status?
It's such a stupid question you ask.
They're looking for people who are posting at airports that are getting on flights, and then they wait for you to get on the flight, and then they call your family member. A tip I would give is having a code word among family and friends. So being able to have, a passphrase, a code word, a couple words strung together that you can share when there is an incident. I'm sure you've seen these scams where, they'll pretend to be a granddaughter or a son or something and say they need money.
Yeah, I was arrested, my car is broken down, I gotta use some,
And they're getting more sophisticated, right? They're looking for people who are posting at airports that are getting on flights. And then they wait for you to get on the flight, and then they call your family member, and you're not going to be able to be reached for a couple hours because you're on this flight. So that's a really interesting, way that they're kind of getting around this. And if you don't have that code word, you might say, "Oh my God, I just tried calling Brian 3 times. He's not picking up. I got to do something."
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching the video. This is the first one I've done. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect. There's going to be kinks and stuff, but work through it and hopefully work out some of the bugs, and hopefully the videos will get better. But thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below what I can do better. If you liked something, if you didn't like something, your feedback will be very much appreciated. So thank you guys very much.